Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in today. So today I'll try and show you how I made the beat for this video. So you can maybe look it up this side or this side, one of these locations. So to create a new beat on Yamaha PSRS910, click on function right over here. Hope you can read this. And click on digital record menu. Click on Style Creator. After this, click on New Style. It will say delete. You can go ahead and do that if you have nothing going on previously. Okay, so we're all reset at this moment. So the first thing that I normally do is I switch off this recording by clicking the down button below the number 2. Okay. From here we can go to the parameter section. So you can do that by clicking on the tab, the right hand corner or the left or the right button under tab, so that you can go to this parameter section here. So if you notice, the play root is C. So what this means is if you want to record a certain maybe a loop or a background, you have to play that in the root of C, in the scale of C. For example, if you're playing Tum Hi Ho, the actual song I believe is in F minor, but you will be recording the background music in C. So this is the default note that you will have to record in. If not, if you'd like to use the originals, then go and change this to whatever note that the actual chord was in. So on the left hand side, actual song was in. On the left hand side it tells you what root it is in, and on the right hand side you have the option to choose major, minor, seventh, or whatever it is you want to choose. Okay, for this particular video we are going to leave it at default. Okay, after setting the parameter, you can now click on basic. So you do that by moving around on the tab section. So from here I choose B to adjust the tempo. So if you remember the previous song, I think it was done on 92, so I'm going to add the same thing. And you notice that you have also the option to choose the type of beat, if it's a 3x4 or 4x4. So you have to choose, or you have to make sure that you choose the right setting. In this case I'm going to keep it simple and make it 4x4. And now I click on A, so to choose what section of the beat I'm doing and what would be the pattern length. So the pattern length is how many bars you'd like to record. For example, if let's say the metronome is 1, 2, 3, 4, so that 4 of these metronome counts would mean one pattern. So if I make this as 2, that means I'd be recording for 8 of these metronome counts. So that would mean 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'll have to record these many time signatures. So in this case, again, to make it simple, I'm going to keep it at length 1 because it's a very simple beat that I will show today. So from here, I think all of the background presets are ready. So here is how you start recording. You can click on record channel and then press on rhythm 1. So what I'm pressing here is the button F and the button right below number 1, and both of these need to be done together. So I'm going to do it a couple of times to make sure you get it. The button F and the button below down. So now it shows that it is ready to record the rhythm 1. So after pressing the down button and F, now you have to click on the button right above to choose what kind of drum set you'd like to use. So in this case, I'll maybe use a hip hop kit. I think that's what I did for that song. Okay, after doing that, you can click on exit to go to the previous menu. So now the best way to maybe record is start by clicking on the metronome, and after you click on the metronome, click on sync start, so that the recording starts at the moment you click the very first button. Okay, so as we know, we are recording one pattern, that means 1 2 3 4. So I have to record the beat for 4 of these metronome counts. Okay, here we go. 3 2 1 go. So as you can listen, it has recorded my pattern. So I'm gonna click on stop at this moment, and then I go and click the button right below down to stop recording. Otherwise, maybe if I play something, it might overlap on what is already being recorded. So after this moment, there are a few steps that you can actually initiate so that it sounds more professional. So go to the tab, and under that choose the channel. So you have multiple options listed under channel. So the first one is quantize. So to make it very simple, quantize will make sure that the beat that you just recorded will sync to the tempo. So what this particular note does is, I think it will move it to the nearest quarter beat. So you can experiment around by maybe moving it around and then trying to execute it. So what I feel is the default available, which is the quarter beat, makes the job or makes it very clean. So in this case, I've chosen the default quantize. And then the other part is to make sure that you've chosen the right channel. Here the channel was rhythm 1. So maybe later on when we are doing other or quantizing other channels, we need to make sure that we are at the right one. So in this case it is rhythm 1, quantize, quarter beat. I'll execute this. So if you listen now, the beat will be exactly at the metronome. So that's what quantize does. The second one is velocity change. So velocity change is to increase or decrease the volume. So I normally, for beats, I reduce it to by about maybe to 80% and execute. Okay, so normally I play around with these two. The other parts are a bit more complex, and maybe we'll go over if you do show interest in these kind of videos. Okay, so we have one part of the beat ready now. I'd just like to add a hi-hat to that. So what I'll do is click on record and click the button right below 2. So in this case, maybe I'll choose the default power kit and just add a hi-hat. Okay. So as usual, we start with the metronome and then sync start. So I've added the hi-hat here. Now, like we did with the very first beat, I'm going to first quantize it. But like I said, you need to make sure that you choose the right channel. I've changed it to rhythm 2. Okay, rhythm 2, quantize and execute. Now I go to velocity change. Now I don't want high volumes on my hi-hat, so I normally reduce it to by maybe 60%. So you can listen to it. Yep, that sounds about right. Now there is another option down below which is called remove event. So it has multiple options on what you want to remove. So in this case, just to give an idea, so a hi-hat mostly has the sound waves on the higher EQ side. So I'll try to remove the lower EQ sounds under hi-hat, which is kind of eliminating unnecessary frequencies. So I've chosen low, EQ low, and execute. So since I'm not recording directly through the maybe plugging in a cable to the audio. This is directly recording on the video itself. You may not be able to listen to the difference, but you do notice a slight bit of difference when you do that remove event. Okay, so I think we have recorded 2 sections of this now. Now we'll go on to bass. Okay. Choose a random bass. And one thing to note is that at the time of recording, maybe it sounds like there is a bit too much of volume, but you can always adjust it later on. Okay. So I'll maybe choose this moon bass and see how it goes. Okay, like we do it all the time, metronome and sync start. So like I mentioned earlier, we need to play whatever background you'd like to play on the C scale. So in this case, I wanted to make it very simple. So the bass is so if you listen, you can feel that the volume is a bit on the higher side. But as we discussed, it is something, I mean, it's not of a big issue because you can always make necessary adjustments in quantize and velocity change. So in this case, like we did with the other instruments, I'm going to go and quantize. But before that, make sure it is choosing the right channel. So this is bass, channel is selected there. Quantize and execute. And now I go to velocity. I'll maybe reduce it to 50% because it was sounding a bit too loud, and we'll just see how that goes. Yep, that sounds about okay to me. And like we discussed earlier, we are going to go to remove event. So bass is normally on the lower end, so I'll maybe remove the higher frequencies from this bass sample. So I've chosen the higher EQ frequencies, clicked on remove event, and now I execute. Okay, so it sounds something like this. Of course, like I said, it may not show any difference since we are recording it directly on the video here, but it does when you actually listen to it maybe on the headphone. Okay, so I think we are done with rhythm 1, rhythm 2, bass. Now I go to chords. I think I had a very simple piano pattern for chords, so maybe I'll go to, just to make it slower, I went to record channel and I clicked on chord, I mean that is 4 and down. So I clicked on F and the button below 4. Now I have to choose the instrument, so I click on the button 4 and I get to choose. So in this case I'll maybe choose the piano, and whatever I have to play, I'll have to record that in the key of C, like we maybe put in the parameter in the beginning of the video. Okay, so setting the metronome, sync start. So that is my maybe pattern, piano pattern. Now I'll stop recording. Okay, like usual, I'll go to the channel and go to quantize first, but make sure I'm at the right, I've chosen the right channel again. Right channel, so this should be chord 1. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and quantize at the 4th note. Okay, it sounds like this now. So it is right on the beat and I don't see an issue there. Now for the velocity change, it's piano, so I want it to be mellow, so maybe about 70% should do it. Yep, that sounds about okay. Now in piano, maybe I'd like to remove the lower ends, the lower frequencies. So I went to remove event, chose EQ low and execute. Okay. Yep, that sounds good to me. And after this, maybe I can add a bit of pad. The bass, and as we saw what we happened with the bass and the piano, you need to play whatever chords that you want to play in the root of C, starting with the metronome, sync start. And don't worry about the volume. So this might sound a bit loud, but you know how to get it sorted now. Like I said, it's gonna sound a bit too loud, but that is okay. Okay, so I've stopped the recording. I'll go to channel. I don't need to quantize this because this is a pad, and if it is a bit off, it should be fine. So I'll go to velocity and I'll maybe change the volume here. 50% sounds okay to me, but before doing anything, make sure that you are on the right channel. Okay, the channel is pad, velocity down to 50%, looks good. Let's see how it sounds. Still sounds a bit too high to me. Let me reduce it further. Okay, that is okay to me. And now we'll go to remove event, and yep, it might have a bit of bass. I'm going to remove that as well. I don't like bass on my pads here. That's how it sounds now, which is pretty okay. Maybe I'll decrease velocity a bit more. Yep, that is good. I think those are the parts that were a part of that beat. So let me save this beat now. Okay, so you click on save. First you move to basic, which is using the tab. So I move to basic. Now I click on save. So you can either click on an existing template or create a new one. So in this case, I'll just click on save by selecting on. So in this case, I'll name it as YT2. Okay. So that is it. So you should have the beat ready now. So you can click on exit. And now at the home screen, and we are at the home screen right now. So you have this user setting, select that. You already see that the beat is defaulting it to YT2 because we just made it right now. So let me just show you. How it works. So normally this is how you start a beat. So that's how the beat sounds. Let's add accompaniment. I'll choose maybe A minor. So there you go. Hope you like it, and click on the subscribe, like, and that bell button, and whatever it is that helps the YouTube algorithm. And if you like to know more in detail on how we can make a very complete beat, including how to do the part A, B, C, D, including maybe drum rolls in between, let me know, maybe on the comments. And while we are at it, I also have a hack using which you can make beats on FL Studio very easily using the beats from this keyboard or whatever keyboard you have. If you'd like to know, or if you'd like to maybe use that hack, let me know in the comment section below. And thank you so much. Happy quarantine days. Hope it gets over, corona situation gets over. Goodbye and God bless you. Bye bye.